Hello, this is Jen Mitchell-Love from Solace Divorce Mediation, and today's video is about the creation of the parenting time plan. Um, and the different ways that you can do that. And I love when I'm reminded by my clients of different things that I can share with people who are going through divorce, and especially if you're going through divorce with children, you're going to need to create a parenting time plan. So there is no kind of one size fits all when it comes to this parenting time plan. It is housed in the parenting agreement, and the governing laws of all the states in our gorgeous country are saying that it must be in the best interest of children. Now, I'm not providing legal advice. I'm not your attorney. I'm just sharing information as a guide. So I should probably say that. Right when it came out, my guide's like, rah, rah, rah. Anyway, so best interest of children. So when you think of that, you have a full, 7-day week. And of course, it's hard to do 50-50 in a full week. So you're going to look at 2 weeks. Now you're going to have 2 7 days, which is 14. And that you can make 50-50 by having each person have 7. So that's one way of looking at it, is what I just shared. And it doesn't need to be 50-50. That's only if it's in the best interest of the child for it to be 50-50. But that's just an example. That is one way of looking at the plan. You can look at the number of overnights and say, what you want to do, 50-50, 60-40, whatever that looks like. There is another way of looking at this parenting time plan, and that other way is looking more at quality time with the child. And so with the second approach, we're not necessarily looking at just the full, 2 weeks, calendar weeks. We're looking at work schedules. We're looking at, when can one parent be with the child? When can the other parent be with the child? Maybe it's important for the parents to each see the child every day at some portion of the day, before school, after school, after dinner, before, getting ready for bedtime. So just know, when you're navigating this space, my strongest recommendation for you is to really tune into your child. You know your child or your children better than anybody else. And you know what kind of child they are. Are they flexible? Can they go, 2 days, with one parent, then go to the other parent for 2 days, and then go to the other for 3 days? Like, how flexible is your child? And I always coach my clients in sharing, put yourself in your children's position and ask yourself, would I want to be moving around this much when I'm going from house to house? Because it does feel good to settle in to your home and get cozy and comfy and not have to pack a bag to go to the other parent's home. And that's my frame of reference, because that's the way that I am as a person. But that is not to say that your child, your child better than anyone else. Your child might be super flexible and be like, yeah, cool, I'm going to go back and forth. I have friends, in the neighborhoods of each parent, and I'm going to enjoy my time. So enjoy creating your parenting time plan. Stay focused on the best interest of your children. That's another little tidbit. It has nothing to do with you. And I mean that from my heart. I mean that I'm sharing that from a space of love. I'm not sharing that to be mean and hurt your feelings. I'm just saying it really has nothing to do with you, and your child chose, each of you, in my belief system, our children choose our parents to, their parents. And so that means your child or children chose you to be one parent, the other to be the other parent, for all the reasons your child did. And it has nothing to do with you other than you being the most authentic version of yourself, so you can guide and love your children, and, recognize your co-parent is in it too. You're in it for the duration of your life. And so working together, focusing on what is in the best interest of your children and child, and look through their lens, your child's lens. Look through that and ask yourself, what do you think? What do I think? And bring them into the conversation, not giving them the steering wheel, not saying you're the driver of this ship, but saying, hey, we're interested. We want to know what you think. These are some things that we've been talking about, and we want to make this as comfortable as we can for you, and we love you so much. So, bringing your children into that space and having a conversation so it's not so scary and it's not so tight of like, ooh, we're going to move to a different house and you're going to have two houses, and worried, of course, that, and I understand it. So when I say it that way, I don't mean to offend, but your children are going to follow your energy. They're going to follow your words. And if you're sharing with them, very vulnerably from a space of your heart of saying, look, I know you have felt that the energy hasn't felt amazing in this home, with all of us living together. Your parents, we've talked and we've decided that, we're not going to be married anymore. And so we're not going to be married anymore. And with that, you're going to have two different homes, two sets of neighborhood friends, and we're still a family. We're just a different family than we were before. And your kids will go with that flow. So as long as you're cool, they're going to be cool. And in order to be cool, I think it's very beneficial to do the healing work and the processing work, that goes along with divorce. And if you do that, then you're able to release those attachments to that person in that space that are creating the feelings that you're feeling. And then you are able to shift into a new space of attracting what you desire and really becoming the active co-creator of your life. And so there are many resources for you on solaceuniversity.com. Many free videos. There's also the Divorce with Love Masterclass, which is a very deep dive, 3 hours, 39 minutes of me sharing when it was recorded, 18 years of legal experience, with the first 9 being in the courtroom. And there's also the Divorce Mirror exercise video that will help you better understand what your partner is showing to you. So I'm sending you much love. Enjoy the creation of your parenting time plan, and I'm here for you if you need me. Bye.